The first time I tried to buy a property, all the banks declined me except one. 87% of the people in the country are black. 75% of top management is white. Do we own our country? Education can really just help you how to think, but it can't do more than that. Like, non-verbals and things we do are always, they are giving us away. They're selling us out all the time. Because I am a mixed breed. What do I mean? I don't buy anything I can't afford. So that means I don't have debt. And that means I struggle to get debt.
Everybody, welcome to the new episode. Today we have a very special guest, Palesa Dooms. Welcome to the show, Sisi.
Thank you, Bahle. Thanks for having me. You guys are doing great work here.
Yeah.
So it's a privilege to be here.
First thing first, before I even welcome you, Makaveli, I'm interested in this. As I was researching you, I came across some of the things that you did when you were young. Like you talk about you moving from not knowing how to speak and getting to a point where you now excel and even getting like distinctive certificates for that. Tell me about your relationship with failure right now. How does it look like?
That's a good question. I don't like the word failure. So I often tell people I've never failed. Yeah, very arrogant. Huh? What? Of course, I've never failed. And that's because I've never used that word. I have written statistics twice. I have reiterated my program. I have tried that other formula again, but I've never failed. That's my relationship with failure. I honestly believe there's always a way, and the way just doesn't have to look like the way I imagined it. I think our problem is that we hold on to, it has to be a polo that's red. But okay, what if it's a polo that's navy blue?
Yeah.
Is it still getting the task done? Oh, okay. Yes. So for me, really, I don't have a negative relationship with failure. I think I wake up every day and ask, what problem am I solving? Because that's what life has become. There was a time I found myself, I would say, depressed, sad, because I was trying to be perfect. I was trying to always succeed. And then I was like, but isn't life just about solving problems? And the moment I opened myself up to that, it became okay. It's all about what's the next little, sometimes little problems to solve. Other times it's big ones. But even the big ones, just make them small. Okay, this is what I can do. This is what's within my control. The rest, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. And when does that framing of the concept of failure start? Or what age as far as you can retrospect?
So it started when I started failing a lot. And this was at university. I was like, hey, bro, me, fail exam. What? Never. I'm, a learner. Those top 5 learners.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I started thinking, okay, if I'm going to get this degree, I'm getting it in record time. How I'm doing it, that's a journey for another day. But I was also fortunate that my mom early on told me about how much she failed. And then at varsity level, it wasn't a shock for me. Where I found that people that were never told by their parents, TUT, UJ, UP, you're going to fail. They went in there and some of them even became suicidal because they were never told that this is part of how you get the degree. You fail some courses here and there. And that helped me so much because I could tell her with confidence, not feeling like, how can I call them at home now? I just said, that thing did what it did. And we laughed about it and we were like, okay, you're just writing it next year again. That's it. Then that's literally the way in which I decided that, okay, so this thing is not about perfection. It's about, let's just do it again. And the next time I wrote it, I got a distinction. And that's when I was like, so I'm not dumb.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how to study for statistics. Because sometimes it's not that you don't know the thing, it's that you don't know the way, the principles, the formulas that people are using. People are using past papers. You're busy studying a textbook. Do you see? So the strategies come after the failure. Yes.
You speak about something interesting. I think it happened at the varsity level where you get into a class and the lecturer like, "Ma'am, are you not in a wrong class?" And now this is you switching from Afrikaans
Yes.
class. Now, I found it very interesting what you said to yourself that moment. That, you know what, I'm not going through this again.
Yes.
Tell me about that moment. Do you interpret failure the same? Do you interpret rejection the same way you interpret failure?
So when it comes to rejection, I must say we're still working on that relationship. I don't like not being liked. Let's start there.
Yeah.
I like being liked, as most of us do.
Mm.
But I've also come to accept that I can't be liked by everyone. And if I am, that means I'm not truly being myself. But that comes with time. I mean, that moment, it hit me. That's why I can't forget it. It was traumatic. You walk into a lecture room. It's your 4th day at university. You don't really know the campus. Already you were getting lost getting to class. So you're a little late. And then you walk in and he says, wrong class, eh?
Yeah.
And then all those memories come back. Grade 1, you were put in the back of the class because it was 1996 and you're a black person and you should probably sit at the door because you don't smell well. Right? So I was just like, am I going to keep having to fight for my relevance and prove that I'm smart and prove that I'm... And I was like, it stops here. I know I'm smart. I got my matric. I'm here. I know I qualified for the course that I'm in. I just need to change language. And if it is that I'm going to be more free in that room and in that space, more accepted, more seen, then I'm doing that. And that's what happened. I changed and I became the class rep of business management because now I'm in a place where people, they see you. They appreciate your leadership skills. They see that, oh, this one's not afraid to ask the lecturer to, please repeat that, sir. We don't get it. Right? And then the class was like, this is a class rep now. But I was free, right? So I chose me for the first time.
Yeah.
Because we can't choose ourselves when we grow up. Our parents choose our life. My parents just thought, we're giving her the best that we can. Sisi Sabi. And in Sabi, Afrikaans is the predominant spoken language. For her to cope, to do well in this environment, let's equip her with this language. And it worked because I became really good at Afrikaans. So much so that now people would believe in me that initially didn't.
Yeah.
And that's how I became first black head girl in primary at Laer School Sabi. I became first black head girl in Rob Ferreira Hoërskool. And all of that because I was able to kona khuluma nawe, I'm proud my DDO, and I know how to bring everyone together.
Yeah.
But that's a fright. Like you always, you're in the seat where you need to say, no, Yaku, Upindile is a very nice girl. I promise you, you can trust her, and no, he's not always this mean. Like that was my life, trying to balance the scales. And I just thought, hi guys, I'm done. I'm done. I mean, they fought for us. Huh? Apartheid is done.
Yeah.
I can't keep living like that. Sometimes it gets tiring when you think about it, that you're constantly trying to, how can I accommodate this one? How can I make people see each other? Because that's what it is. We don't see each other as people. We see skin tone, we see race, we see language. Yeah.
I want to get to this question. When you were young, where would you give credit to your smartness? Was it on the validation, or was it on this maybe something inside? Like
That's a good one.
Like how did that change throughout your growth as an individual?
Sure, that's such a good question.
Yeah.
I think you're asking the best questions. I've never heard someone ask me.
Let's go. Asvaye.
Let's go. No,
Thank you
that's
so much.
such a good question. So I'm honest about this because it's my reality. My confidence came from validation. When I was 5 years old, the teacher in my creche looked at me and said, Palesa, I think you're going to be the first female black president in this country. You're so smart. She just believed in me. And I used to call her Tani Yoza because I didn't know her name's Tani Ilza, right? And my dad was like, yo, Palesa and Tani Yoza, right? They've got such a good relationship. And I was one of the first few black children she took into the creche. And she was just like, this girl's potential. You guys don't know. I'm telling you, one day she'll be the president of this country. But that was just her pumping me with so much self-belief that when I went to primary and yes, I got put at the back, I could feel that this is uncomfortable. But 2-3 years later, all the other teachers were like, hey, this girl, did you see how she did in that public speaking competition? All of a sudden, they were accepting and seeing what she saw. But also what it is people telling me. So my mom, my dad, you're a good girl. Well, every day you finish your food, good girl. And is it a good thing now? No.
Why is it not?
Because you go into corporate, you go into the real world, and people get used to your good girl. They don't compliment it anymore. It's normal. I mean, what do you expect? It's Palesa. You know?
Yeah.
And now you are yearning for it.
Mm.
Hey, my poor husband. Oh, my love, you didn't even say my hair looks nice. Because, I mean, I'm used to a good girl.
Yeah.
Oh, you look nice. And it becomes very crippling. So the over-reliance on external validation is not a good thing. I would recommend to anyone, teach your children to applaud themselves. Ask your child, what do you think about what you just did?
I love that.
Right? With my son, I'm very strict. If he comes to me and he knows he did something well and then he says, oh, that wasn't good, I'm like, oh, you're speaking about yourself like that. Do you know that you're going to get what you speak? And then he's like, it was good. It was great. I'm like, good. You tell yourself. You must always believe you are good. You are great. Don't wait for us to tell you because you'll wait sometimes forever.
Yeah, okay. I love it. My brother, welcome. Speech of Machiavelli, welcome to the show. Not only to the show, but welcome to Sentin. How are you doing?
I'm good. And you, Mr. Bahle?
I am great. Already had my fair share of the pie. Nobas ngai vala. Hi. Hey, we have a powerhouse.
Yeah. Sis Palesa, welcome to our show. Thank you very much for gracing us with your presence. What problem are you solving?
Sure. I'm currently solving a bigger problem than just communication. People think it's communication, but what I'm solving is the problem of ownership. And ownership means being able to take up space in the rooms that are at the top of a building, but doing that through the way you speak. Being able to, to get trusted as a Black person in a room because you have credibility, you showcase authority, we trust you. So that's the problem I'm solving. Africa in itself being seen for the powerhouses that we are, not just hardworking, but being able to speak for our work and for people to place value on who we are and us first to place value on ourselves. So that's the big problem. It's the statistic that says at the moment, when we look at our country, 75% of people in top management are white male. 87% of our country is Black people.
So say that again.
Do you understand that? 87% of the people in the country are Black. 75% of top management is white. Do we own our country?
No, we don't.
Yes. So when I heard that statistic, it changed everything. It's not exciting anymore to be, I'm the first Black. Why? Why aren't we the first Blacks? Like, do you get like the group? Why aren't we? So I feel like our takeover can be slow because we are still trying to navigate each other. We are fighting each other for bread instead of looking at the bigger picture. Listen to these kind of statistics and change the way we approach things. We should have group mindset, but because we can't trust each other, I can't trust Kutsi Bahle when I send him to that project he's going to deliver because he's still going to first take a bit of money for the pocket. So it's really that ownership. That's the real conversation that I'm trying to help us solve is like, let's become those people that can back each other and trust each other in every room.
Yeah, there's definitely a market for that.
Yeah.
So far, how has your journey been in this journey of solving that problem?
So the journey is good, but also I need to remember that I'm not the only one that has to play a part. And I need to play the part that I'm good at. So someone else can teach us on the accounting and the maths of business, while I teach us how to speak to get the business. And for me, I believe the people that are starting to see it are the people that are experiencing the pressure in corporate. So it's good because they are experiencing enough pressure for them to realize I need to do something about the way I communicate because I need to get promoted. I need to move up in my career. I need to get the job that I want. Yes. So that's how it's going.
Yeah. Can I go for it?
Yeah. But for someone who doesn't know who Palesa Dooms is, just tell us about your bio as the speaker that you are.
Yes.
I don't think I'll do justice to your bio. So the table is yours. Who is Palesa Dooms?
So I am the founder of Unforgettable Speakers, a school of excellence that I started 5 years ago. I'm currently in this month in my 5th year of being in the space. But like Bahle mentioned, I started public speaking at the age of 7. Fortunate again, do you see how the positioning into an Afrikaans environment helped me? So I had a public speaking coach at the age of 7. We did public speaking competitions. Did I do well? No. Did I become better? Yes. Did I become so good that when I walked in, people were like, oh no, she's here? Yes. And you know it when you become good at something, right? You are like Messi when you walk on the field. They're like, is he playing? That's what I wanted. And maybe that's not what I wanted, but that's my temperament. I never do anything just for the sake of it. When I do things, I do them to do my best and to do well. So that's the kind of person I am. And through the public speaking, I became leader, like I mentioned throughout. But after that, I also had the privilege to go do TV presenting training, which is something that for me, I did because I always wanted to be on TV. And I didn't get the gigs I wanted because they were not aligned with my personality. I was never the person that, I am more no lead Maholasan, more Felicia Mabuza type.
Okay.
So way too young. You can imagine a 21-year-old trying to be like Oprah Winfrey. Nah. They just like, go to Channel O. Right? So the timing wasn't right. But then I did do TV presenting in church. I then moved on to going to corporate where I did recruitment and HR. And that's where I started seeing the problem more. Because I'd see a CV. How amazing. MBA, chartered accountant. We meet. I'm excited. And I leave there thinking, why?
The same person.
What's going on? And in my environment, I needed to place people to go abroad. So you can imagine America is quite difficult if you're not confident and you can't speak for yourself. You're going to cry in 2 months, you'll be back. And also knowing that after you've interviewed with me, you're going to interview with people in the US, I needed to make sure you're really good. So that's where I realized that I can help people with this. It started small like that on weekends. Let me prepare you for that interview that you have next week. And then from there, it became a program because I realized that, okay, so I helped you with the interview, but the problem is bigger than the interview. You struggle in a presentation as well. So that's how I then built a program, starting off just as a speaking coach myself. And now we are a school. So when I say a school, we offer English for business as well as public speaking for children. And this would be virtually because we do offer it for not just people in South Africa or Johannesburg, Sandton. We offer it for everyone countrywide. And the reason why access is such an important conversation for me. In Mpumalanga, we only had here and there public speaking coaches. But now when we make it accessible to a kid in Limpopo that can also join, that doesn't have to be in Johannesburg to learn, we're on the right track. So that's my bio and the work that I've done and where we are at the moment.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
And I love the fact that you're tackling like all age, from kids And I want to ask from kids, what is it that was like interesting that you find out about kids? Maybe in, are you a believer?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I think there's a part in the Bible. I'm not sure it is, but where the Bible say we should like be like kids in our nature.
Yes.
Which part of communication, like you look at from kids, you like, as adults we should be kids in this way when it comes to communication.
That's so beautiful. So the thing about children is that when they do something, they do it honestly. That's the thing about children. They're not afraid to be honestly themselves. And that honesty is that when we say, let's do storytelling, who's your hero? Oh, Spider-Man! You ask an adult, who's your hero? Well, you see, there are quite a few.
Okay.
You don't know how to just be like, Oprah! Oh my goodness, I love Oprah! Like, it's so difficult because you need to be composed. You need to showcase a certain level of, I like her, but not too much, Where with kids, they're so honest. I love Spider-Man, and they start showing you what he does, and that's the honesty. They live with their hearts on their sleeve. So that's the thing about kids. They're very expressive and honest. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. One of the things that also fascinated me is you having done over 500 interviews on your HR space.
Yes.
Like, oh my gosh.
Yes. Oh man, I had to stop at some point. I remember speaking to my manager when I was moving now to the different division in HR where I wasn't going to interview people. I said to her, if I have to ask one more person, tell me about yourself. I'm going to shoot myself. She was like, wow. I was like, I've been doing this for 7 years. In this company we interview 2 people every day. So for the past 2 years, if you check, we did a count, because it pulls out your stats.
And Palesa, this were like, we're not just people. Some of them, these are people that you say like they were overqualified.
Yes.
And all that.
Yes.
What sense did you make about education during that time when you interviewing these people? If you ever made any sense.
So for me, the one thing I learned is that education can really just help you how to think, but it can't do more than that. Like, it, it can help you with how to think, but it can't do more than that. Because we never got to speak about the information that we were writing in exams. And that's the problem. Now Palesa's asking me, and it feels like, oh my goodness, I don't know how to put this thing together, because I used to write it as an exam quietly for 2 hours, just everything I crammed and put it down. And I don't know how to talk about it generally. So it exposes that, do you really know the thing? Or did you just pass the exam and get the qualification? Because if you know the thing, you can teach it. You can chat about it. You can, doesn't need a textbook.
So how's the element of fear when it comes to that statement? Because most of the time when people are going for interviews, they have that fear and I wish I get this job or I answer correctly.
Yes, shame. Yeah, that's difficult. I think one of the things that I always say to people is, it's okay to be nervous. It's normal. If you're not nervous, it means that maybe it's not such a big deal for you. When you get that little bit of it's a good thing. It shows that you care. It shows you want to do well. So nerves do impact the way in which people show up in those moments. But the only reason we also sometimes are over nervous is because we don't do interviews every day.
Yeah.
Right? So anything that you do a lot, it becomes normal, simple, easy. But if you do it once in 3 years, you can imagine. It feels daunting. Yeah.
So that's where the public speaking coach and come in.
Yes.
Especially from an early age.
Yes. And you're right, because for me, I always used to say, if they meet me, they're probably going to want to hire me. The problem is sometimes I might not want to work for them. And that's a bit of an arrogant statement, right? But then I also found that some people met me and they were like, how? We can't imagine you working in our township. Girl, no. So do you see how sometimes it wasn't me? It was just a mismatch in terms of culture, because there was a certain alcohol brand I wanted to work for. I won't mention the name because we're not advertising people.
Yeah.
How guys? They were like, no, I can't send her to the. This is crazy. This girl.
Yeah.
What is she doing here? Just send her to the cool drink company. That's all I can say, right? And I ended up working at the cool drink company. But right, but they were just like, what is she doing here? Does she know she has to go to taverns? And they were like, Mom.
Did you read the entire advert?
And at that moment, I didn't care, right? Because I wanted to work for a company. I was told, hey, there's money there. So, yeah.
So, from your background working at HR, in those rejection letters, would you sometimes write a note or advice somewhere there? Hey, Mr. So and so, we're sorry to inform you that your application has been rejected. We feel like we're overqualifying for this company.
So that's a good one. There are people that I'm going to feel bad for. I'm not there anymore. But I feel bad for people that some people we just send the system letter. Then there are people we call because this person is really good. But unfortunately, either their salary is too high or, like you said, they are too experienced. The person that they're going to be reporting into is 10 years their junior. You see, that person already is like going, oh, I can't hire someone. He's worked for more years than me. So then you need to explain it to that kind of person so that they don't lose hope and become discouraged. And at times, I would refer them to another person. I'd say, but I know another person that's looking for someone like you. Let me send your CV to so-and-so. So there are people that when you make a good impression, regardless of why we didn't hire you, we still either remember you or refer you. And what I mean by remember you is 2 years later, we call you, we ask you, are you available? We're not even going to interview you this time. We just want to know if you're available. Yeah. So yes, those rejection letters, shame, Uncle Siam. I hated that.
Yeah. And with our unemployment condition and climate, I think that goes a long way.
That's terrible.
People with 5-7 years without any call out for interview.
Yes.
Just for interviews and nothing after that. No rejection, a letter, no phone call. So
yes. But my advice would also be to people that after the interview, send an email, say thank you for meeting with me. Could you kindly let me know what I did well and what areas I should improve? Some people will respond and it will help you for the next interview. Right? So sometimes we don't do that. We finish the interview, we pray after that. Okay. It's relational, remember? This thing is about relationship. If I see the effort you put in to say thank you for meeting with me, will I forget you? No. But I'll forget all the other 7. So you have to go a step further than the other person just to show who you are as well.
I'm also curious to know, like during that moment of interviews, knowing so much about communication right now, and which I think these are questions we're gonna go to, how people speak. Like communication features a lot of tools. We communicate with hands, eyes, a lot of things. We're gonna go into that. But I'm curious to hear if you've ever seen toxicity that is about to enter the entity and you maybe missed it and you doubted it. You're like, this might be, and they get in and now all of a sudden you hear complaints like, hey, that person, and you're like, I saw it. Did you have something like that?
Guys, and that's exactly, we call it in recruitment, the flag is the flag is the flag. When you saw it, it was the flag.
Tell me about that.
The flag. The flag is the flag.
Tell me about that.
Why did you leave the company that you just worked for after 2 months of starting? Oh no, so this company wasn't really ready for someone like me. This person is too great. The company's the problem. And Palesa's hopeful. Because I need someone like you.
So tell
2
me
months
about
later, we have the same problem.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear, how do you identify that problem? Maybe even if you were doing it on a corporate level, it can also apply on a personal level in creating relationships. How would you notice it when it was playing out?
When you go back, Palesa, the day you called her to book the interview, how did the person speak to you? They were a bit short off. They sounded like they're too busy. They didn't feel like they sounded like, I've got so many interviews, like, already indicating that you are not the best thing. Okay. And then you take it as, no, man, it's because they're very good at their job. Yeah. Okay. Right. Fine. You meet them and they're very impressive because that's how people are. But there's just that one sentence they mention and you tell yourself, nah, man, it's okay.
You let it slide.
I'll be fine. I'm sure it was that company. 2 months later, we're in a disciplinary. She swore at the manager. She emailed this one, this. Find a replacement, Palesa. Knew it. I just knew it. Why didn't you identify the flag? And another thing sometimes as interviewers, especially when we're still younger, we're afraid to dig deep into something in an interview. Someone says something, and when I got more mature, I wasn't afraid to say, what happened in that company? When you're saying the company didn't match your thing, what happened? When I was younger, I just say, okay, the company didn't like her, she wasn't good. And I just write that as a note and tell myself, but it's okay. She can start tomorrow because I need someone that can start tomorrow. Because remember, as recruiters, sometimes we are desperate as well. My KPI says Monday, we need someone. Do you have? And this one is available, so I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah, I'm asking that. And Robert Greene, I don't know if you know Robert Greene.
Tell me more.
Yeah, he's so big in when he says about you're exposing the podcast because we like throwing messages. I see what you were doing on those interviews. He wrote a book of seduction and laws of human nature.
Yes.
He speaks about reading the little things. How someone put their jacket, how someone draw the chair, and all that. So I've always been fascinated by these things. He says it's an indirect communication.
Yes.
So he say pay attention into these things, and he was talking in a context of an individual who was attracting like toxic partners. It's like you can always see this. So that's why I was asking you.
That's very good.
Yeah,
because our non-verbals and things we do are always. They are giving us away. They're selling us out all the time. Yes. It is something that we can see from the way in which, like we said, that trend, from the way the call was answered the first time I spoke to this person. I asked them to send a CV. They don't even put the subject heading. Are you seeing? All of it, when you put back, it's like, this was a trend. This is this person. I just ignored it because I was hoping that chartered accountant means something.
Yeah. So when it comes to such things, do you guys also dig deep into the history or the previous employer and communicate with that HR and things like this person resigned versus the person was dismissed? Does that also have an impact into the potential employee?
Okay, so that's a deep one. What you're asking is very important. That is important. Your history will impact you. So there are times people try and avoid these things and they hide them, and then they just catch up with them at some point. And this will come up either when now you guys hire someone that used to work at the company that person worked at, and then the person says, you guys hired Bahle? That guy used to steal stock almost where we were. And then you're like, goodness. I mean, even in HR, if you've missed that, you might be getting fired because you have to do your checks. Your checks are your proof, at least, that I checked the criminal records. I checked with the previous HR. Some people will even tell you, so the problem with that reference is that they're no longer at that company. No. I don't have their number. Stories. But if you call the company and you ask for that previous reference number, the company will say, oh yeah, we do have the number. So you almost have to go an extra mile. And whenever someone wants to hide things like that, what is that? It's the flag, the flag. The flag is the flag. And what people should do, because I don't think anyone should ever be cast out of jobs just because they had a mistake that they made in their past. It's so important. We have to be a community that can forgive, because it's correctional behavior, right? It means that I made a mistake and I most likely won't do that again, because either I got caught, I got into a lot of trouble. It is really to understand. So, but now what's your thoughts about that behavior? If the person is taking accountability, this happened, we had a bad fallout, and because of that, I had a disciplinary. They told me I should either leave or we're going to go to CCMA, and I decided I'd rather leave. Just share that, because some people will still hire you because of that. We would say, but rather this honest guy that has learned than the person that is hiding things and we're not sure what we're going to get when we get them. So it's a tough one. But also in leaving organizations, try to build those relationships with those people to say, guys, I know I messed up here and I've learned my lesson. Can I ask that even in the reference, you do mention the good things I did, not just the bad? Because I was here for 2 years. Everything was not bad. Let's be honest. So tell them what you would want them to say.
Yeah. The reason I'm asking that, we all know some companies, the environment is toxic.
Yes.
People throw their weight and their power or positions around unnecessarily. So, and then some people are in leadership positions without them being leaders.
Yes.
Then we find a subordinate who has a great leadership qualities than the leader themselves. Now, the subordinate find themselves working very hard or difficult because of that. So, yeah. In cases like that, how would you advise someone who's working under a dictator? In most cases, they
corporate pitbull.
A corporate pitbull, yeah. In most cases, they not good at what they were supposed to be doing.
Yes.
Yeah. So now they just want to make everyone feel that they are in charge.
True. So I love to balance out toxic companies and toxic, behaviors by saying that we at times need to remember that a job is just the job for now. It's not my life. It's not forever. Some things pass. So if you find yourself in an environment like that, you need to ask yourself, what is it that's positive that I can hold on to? And maybe the one positive thing is the one colleague, the one that you have lunch with every day. Maybe the other positive thing is that salary when it clocks and what you're able to do with it for your children at the end of the month. So I've been in an environment where I was like, Lord, I don't have the stamina to wake up to go where I'm going. But then I'd remember that, but I do like the money. And I would just get up. And when I get into that environment, I'd focus on the ones that are here. The people right next to me, because they were making the environment okay. There's a certain person, whenever that person walked in, we all changed. Not just me, all of us. But you see, with people like that, you can also just tell yourself, okay, it's this 15 minutes with them. It's this hour with them. And they're out. And also find environments where you can share with people freely with regards to what you're going through. Don't die alone. Right? Tell someone else that, oh, I'm not liking this, offload somewhere. And you'll hear the advice. Oh, okay, maybe do this tomorrow. Maybe try that. Maybe apply here. Because it's in sitting in it by yourself, stressing, that you make it even worse for yourself. As people, we do that, right? It's natural to say, when I see the white dot here, I'm going to focus on that as the problem, forgetting the whole glass of water. And sometimes you just need someone else to say to you, oh, no, but you have a whole glass of water. You don't only have the dot. Yeah. So it's coping mechanisms until you get a better job. Yeah.
And then for for someone, for those good employees, who are who are good at what they are doing, but same with them, the environment is not conducive. How do you like motivate them? How does like a company or HR compensate such people? There are people who go out of their way in their KPIs, they do everything, they end up helping the next department or the next section with them. How do you advise them, especially in government and working for government and working for private sector?
Yeah.
Private sector, I believe we are being incentivized for doing an extra mile and things. But this person is so good, but they're not getting promoted. You see, yeah, and they do their work exceptionally well.
Yeah. I think that's
without there being a boss who's mistreating them. You get.
Yes, yeah. So that's actually a sad part about working sometimes for government, is that you need to remember you are there to serve. You are literally just serving the country. You are not even working for the next big role. And everyone has that aspiration. But I think the sad part is when the person doesn't get recognized. I believe that there are ways to incentivize people, even if it's not with a promotion and with money. But people appreciate recognition. So why not say, team, let's have quarterly awards, let's have annual awards, and in those awards, let's recognize people for what they do. I've seen how people's morale change when they know that at the end of this year, I'm getting a trophy and a certificate, even if it's not a bonus. But my morale changes because it shows that people see me. They value what I do. So creating that kind of environment, introduce it to your boss. Let's do something like this. They already know you are good at what you do. So they understand the motive is to make sure that other people also become good. It creates that almost competitive nature, but with good things, right? Not competitive nature of trying to let me stab you and whatever, but let's work hard together. Let's see who's going to do the best this month. And from that, you create an environment that creates positivity instead of I work hard, but I get nothing. No one sees it. No one recognizes it. Yeah.
Okay. So in HR, do you treat people the same, like for interviews, for someone who's here for a technical job? That's just my observation. Technical people are more practical. I can do this job. I know I can do this job. Yeah, I can get into this house empty. I can decorate it and light it. Electricity, powers would be on. But expressing that, it's another story.
Yeah, that's
then for someone coming from humanities department, they will talk nicely and yeah. So do you sometimes have a look at that?
So you are right. It is something that we would have a look at. And remember, when we interview, we're not interviewing you alone. So the head of the technical department will be there. That person can hear when a person knows what they're talking about, or if this one, he doesn't even know that this tool doesn't work there. Why is he saying this? So it's important that an interview is balanced. Yes, I might ask you what are your strengths as a person, but that person's going to ask you technical questions. And that's where at least you should show that, okay, this person is actually very good at what they do. Just the way he explained that. Not many people have experience doing this thing. So for me, the advice to people that are technical is start learning the work that you do like stories. Don't answer questions like you're answering theory. What do I mean? Say the other day when I was doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, don't say, in technical aspects, we do look and observe at the requirements of what are you doing? You are killing yourself. When you share the work, physical thing that you do, now people hear experience than when you're trying to show that you understand the textbook of the work. So that would be the difference between the two.
Which is where you're matching the theory that you got from school and the practical that comes with
yes
matching that
yes the experience, it's more important really than even especially when you're a technical person, the experience becomes way more important than did you get 80% for the theory.
Yeah. I ubangene on show up different. Use a new man. Ubathathe bonke be-10 uyi-1.
I'm not going for interview.
But I love these questions.
I'm a bad employee. I know why I'm a bad, because I like to do things quicker. Efficiency is my thing. Yeah, but
Yeah, then you're
so
probably a business person.
I think so.
Or maybe
And
it's a
I've-
good employee used badly.
No, I'm a bad employee. Now I feel sorry for my senior, my managers, but I've found a way to handle to deal with them. I'm always with them. Yeah, when we talk, say, how about we do, like making them feel like they are in charge. Even though
Yeah,
I'm
that's
leading,
good.
I'm leading from that back.
Yeah. Then you probably are a business owner.
Love these questions of yours, my brother, because they are valid questions. Yeah,
Thank you.
really. I want us to dive into what you do best, communication. But before we get in it, I'm curious to know, like, how's your communication with money? Like, you've done communication.
Don't do that. Doing that.
You've
You
done
see,
communication.
You see, I just said they asked limits. I said no limits. That means I don't have bank limits. I don't have limits. Right, so
I'm curious to hear that.
But when it comes to money, we have a difficult relationship, money and I, because I am a mixed breed. What do I mean? I don't buy anything I can't afford. So that means I don't have debt. And that means I struggle to get debt. Huh?
I found a new way to describe myself.
So I was standing at Foschini the other day trying to open an account and I got declined. And I was like, no, check properly. Right?
Do you know who I am?
I was like, what do you need? I have a pay slip, right? In my company, I get a salary. And he was like, no, ma'am, you don't have enough accounts. You get an account here. And I said, no, it's God. Because I don't buy things I can't afford. Yeah. That was always the mindset. But now I'm learning every day that some debt is good debt. Some debt you need to be able to get. The first time I tried to buy a property, all the banks declined me except one. Why? You don't have debt. You don't have proof that you'll pay us. So that's my relationship with it, is that I'm really needing to learn that it's okay to have debt for your credit score to be higher, because that's what banks look at. But I don't have to live out of my means. I'm very, very like, I don't do things out of my means. That's why I'm telling you about Foschini. Yeah. I'm not telling you about Louis Vuitton.
Yes, I'm missing it.